Hello and welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Today's first video going to be we review, look back at Celtic's very impressive, confident 3-0 win yesterday against the third best team in Scotland, beating Hearts 3-0. Yesterday at Celtic Park puts us 6 points clear of our big rivals who've got big game against Kilmarnock in a few hours' time. Also boosts our goal difference to 8 better than our big rivals. And both of those factors, I think, are big factors going into the match at Celtic Park next Saturday, in that we're guaranteed to have a 3-point lead at the very best, the very worst rather, and we're likely to have, unless there's the most unusual fixture today between Rangers and Kilmarnock, to have a good goal difference advantage also over our big rivals. And so, well done Celtic yesterday in your performance. Before we crack on with the full video, please, if you are new to the channel and you enjoyed this video and the general content of the channel, please do click the subscribe button. Keep the numbers pushing up towards 500. Which would be a wonderful bonus for me for the end of the season in a few weeks' time. Also, if you do like the video, remember to click the like button. It does help with YouTube's analytics to help the channel expand and get seen by more and more people. And finally, do feel free to put pleasant, polite, constructive comments into the comment section. I'm going to have a nice chat regarding our win yesterday and the few weeks ahead. So I thought Celtic, apart from the first 2 or 3 minutes of the match, were on top of Hearts the whole way through. Hearts did have a few chances. Joe Hart made an excellent save from Devlin to keep the score at 1-0 to us. A very instinctive full-length dive to his left to push a well-hit shot round the post and out for a corner, and late in the game he also blocked very cleverly when Japanese striker Oda was through on goal. Otherwise, Joe actually had a relatively quiet game. I thought the defence in front of him had a good match, even Liam Scales getting back to the good performances he had for most of the spell from August through to New Year during this season. Nice to see him getting back to nearer his best form. Thought Carter Vickers was great. I thought Johnston and Taylor both had good games, and so they looked a lot more confident and well structured in defence. A lot of good blocking, a lot of good intercepting and tackling, winning the ball in the air and on the ground. And overall, apart from a couple of dodgy moments at corners and high balls into the box, Celtic defended very well, I thought, yesterday, and Lauren Shankland hardly had a chance all game. So, going to the match, after the first 2 or 3 minutes, which were a bit dodgy, Celtic got first goal in 4 minutes by Kyogo. Corner on our right was headed out to Hatate on the edge of the box. Rather than shooting for goal, Hatate very cleverly lobbed the ball back into the 6-yard box area, where Kyogo got himself back onside, just the other side of Xander Clark, and then headed it past Clark into the goals. And after a wee brief VAR offside check, the goal was confirmed. Lovely to see Kyogo at his best. Managing to get himself that free position in the box, losing his marker, and very quick, instinctive striker's finish to header the ball past Clark. So lots of praise for Kyogo there. Then Hearts did have a couple of wee chances, but Celtic did keep those under control, and then wonderful ball over the top by Matt O'Reilly, reminiscent of the ball that Leeds Palmer played to him for O'Reilly to score the first goal of the 4-1 win at Tynecastle last year. So lovely ball over the top by Matt O'Reilly. Again, Kyogo getting past the two Hearts defenders using his pace, and then a brilliant shot into the bottom corner past Clark, putting us 2-0 up. And I think at 2-0 up, Celtic had pretty much become certain of the victory. They had quite a number of chances. Kyogo had a couple more chances, so he easily could have had four in the game. Was it not for Clark's good goalkeeping? We had a few shots from Hatate over the bar. Greg Taylor had a shot well saved, and I thought Celtic actually rounded out the half very well. And the longer the half went on, the less Hearts were getting involved. Second half was very efficient. Celtic kept himself on top. A few more chances. I thought also very positive things were that we got Iwata, Ida, and Maeda all some game times. I think that they all will have an important role next Saturday against Rangers, coming off the bench. It was, for me, brilliant to see Callum McGregor back to pretty much, I think, his usual form. Yesterday's game, he was up and down the pitch, going box to box. He was there supporting the attack and his fellow midfielders, getting back to link up with the back four. And particularly impressive was his sprint from one box back to deep in his own half, chasing back the Hearts defender after a cleared corner, managing to dispossess two Hearts players in very quick succession and diffusing a potential Hearts counter-attack. And so great to see Callum McGregor back to close to his best, and also great to see Kyogo back to pretty much close to his best. And then the game was rounded off with a bit of a VAR controversy, quite how Kevin Clancy, the referee, didn't give the penalty against Lawrence Shankland immediately. I don't know. It was a very, very obvious handball. Shankland pretty much gave himself up as guilty right from the start. I think the Celtic attackers and the Hearts defenders knew that as soon as the ball was going to go out of play, that Celtic were going to get a penalty kick via VAR. And a very quick look by the referee at the sideline once he was told by VAR to go and have another look at it. It was a very obvious penalty. And Matt O'Reilly continued his excellent form with penalties. Another very confident penalty kick, this time high into Clark's left hand corner. Another unstoppable shot. And his form taking penalties so far for Celtic has been excellent. Has a different sort of penalty for each time. All of them look like he's confident and knows that they're going to go in. Not showing the signs of nerves that Luis Palma and Adam Ida both showed earlier in the season when they missed a couple of penalties between them. So in terms of marks out of 10, the only player that I would not give a high mark to was Nicholas Kuhn. I thought he was pretty anonymous. A few wee nice touches and balls and crosses and passes and so on, but not really getting into the box or really being much of a creative threat. I've given 7 out of 10 to Joe Hart for a couple of great saves and keeping control of the defence in his own box. 7 out of 10 also for Alistair Johnson, Liam Scales and Greg Taylor. I thought they all had a fine game in defence, working together as a good back five with James Forrest. Also a 7 out of 10. I thought he worked very hard, did a lot of tackling, a lot of chasing players back, a lot of the less fancy work in midfield and out wide. And he did have the odd pass and cross. Wasn't quite the same attacking threat as he has been in the last couple of matches. However, in terms of preparation for the game against Rangers, I thought he had a good game and he showed a lot of the skills that he'll need to keep control of the right side of our midfield and final zone, and also shows the ability to track back to help Alistair Johnston out with whomever Rangers play wide on the left, which was obviously a major factor in the last match where we conceded a goal very late on because of a lack of partnership between Johnston and Yang and Carter Vickers on the right side of our defence. 8 out of 10 for Carter Vickers, Callum McGregor and Rio Hatate. I thought Rio Hatate a lot of nice good touches in the midfield, a lot of good passes, a lot of good linking up work. Only real thing that brought down his performance were several shots that were miles over the bar, but he did the core work of midfielder very well. Good tackling, good intercepting, good ferrying of Hearts players out of the way, and linking up well with his wide players, Kyogo and Matt O'Reilly and Callum McGregor. So 8 out of 10 for Hatate, McGregor and Carter Vickers. Carter Vickers I thought was very assured in defence, kept Lon Shankland very quiet, and was there for winning the ball in the air and on the ground, and did himself have a half chance to score at the other end. And I've given 8.5 out of 10 to Matt O'Reilly and Kyogo. Kyogo scored 2 goals, Kyogo scored another couple of goals to bring his tally up to 4 or 5. And Matt O'Reilly scored the penalty, created the second goal, and was busy in midfield and busy in the final third throughout the whole game. Also had a nicely hit shot from the edge of the box that was well saved by Clark, pushing the ball out to the byline. And so good marks for Matt O'Reilly to man of the match. I'd give to Kyogo for his 2 goals. Scoring that first goal in 4 minutes very much put us on top, and then the second goal pretty much guaranteed the win. And great to see him back, and hopefully he can do the same sort of thing next Saturday against our big rivals, keeping up his record of scoring important goals in the Celtic Rangers matches. Coming off the bench, as I said, I thought it was good that Ida, Iwata and Maeda all got about 20 minutes. Bit of game time for Bernardo and Luis Palma. So I think in essence, Rodgers was playing as subs, 5 players that could well have an important role in the game against Rangers next weekend. I think Ida is likely to come on late in the game, much like he did last time in the 3-3 draw. I think Iwata might come on to relieve Hatate, most likely, potentially McGregor, if McGregor is struggling to play 2 hard games within a week. And with regards next week, I think what Rodgers will do, given the relative form and performances of all the wide players, that he'll start Maeda on the left, swapping James Forrest over to the right to replace Nicholas Kuhn, and then on the bench we'll have Luis Palma and Nicholas Kuhn to come on late in the game. Although for me an option would be to go with Yang as the replacement wide player, given the fact he's got greater pace. However, I think Kuhn will get the nod in terms of experience and being a wee bit more dependable. And also, if required, we do have Bernardo to throw on late in the game if we do need a wee bit more attacking threat coming out of midfield. And we've also got, coming off the bench, Navrocki and Ralston if we do need to shore things up in defence. So, great to see Celtic having pretty much their best 11 and their best subs all available all at the same time, pretty much the first time this season. I think we have to remember this was a game against the third best team in Scotland, and after that first few minutes Celtic were very much on top, as proven by the stats. Possession was 60-40 to Celtic, shots 17-5 for Celtic, with 8 shots on target for Celtic, 2 on target for Hearts, and touches in the box, another key sign of which team was on top. 47-16 for Celtic, and corners 17-8 for Celtic. So clearly Celtic on top in every single stat. It showed that apart from those first few minutes, Celtic controlled the match. Key thing I think was the early goal that settled things down, gave the players a lot of confidence, put Hearts on the back foot, changed the way that Hearts were going to be going about the game, and well done the players, well done Rodgers, and well done the fans for very loudly cheering the players on throughout the whole game. It was great to see Celtic Park back to the way it usually is and the way it should be. So that just about finishes things off for today's video. Just a wee reminder to like, subscribe and comment, whichever is appropriate to your current status as a viewer, subscriber to the channel and to this video. Tomorrow I most likely won't be doing a live video as I'm going to be away for the day visiting family, and also going to see the Rangers against Celtic top of the table match in the Women's League in Scotland. And so likely next video about the team, the news, etc. being on Tuesday. We'll carry on doing questions, etc. for quizzes in the community section, even though I'm away visiting family. And also there are a number of polls available on the channel for Player of the Year, etc., which are remaining open for a few more days, and there will be in the next day or two a new poll and to look out for as well. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening, goodbye, and hail hail.